it's time for part 2 of Chemist Corner. Jesse Miller's in with us again this morning from the University of Illinois, and we are taking a look at fall leaves this morning.
That's right. I wanted to talk about why leaves changed colors, right?
Sure.
And we talked a little bit about chromatography before, and that's going to come back into play on this segment. But when we talk about why leaves change colors, maybe we want to talk exactly why they change in the first place, not necessarily why the colors, but why they change. And what happens is, and they're going to try to condense this down into a very brief thing, so forgive me for my non-technical on stuff with it, but you basically have two chemicals that are competing with each other. You call it chemical day and chemical night.
Sure.
Because you got one chemical that's being produced during the day in a plant, and another that's being produced at night, and they're competing. Now, as long as the days are longer than the nights, okay? Summer, right? You know, from the vernal equinox to the autumnal equinox, then it wins, and the leaves are fine and everything. But once the days start getting shorter at the autumnal equinox, then the nighttime chemical kind of takes over because they're competing. Once that happens, it forms a little membrane right here where the leaf attaches to the tree, and then for all intent purposes, the leaf's dead. Okay, it still continues to produce food, it just doesn't go anywhere. Okay, and then eventually it doesn't get any nutrients, or it doesn't get any water and stuff, and it falls off. Okay, so now why does it change color when that happens? And the answer to that really is it doesn't. Okay, it changes color visibly, but it's not going through a chemical change other than the fact that the stuff that makes it green goes away. Chlorophyll. Very good.
It's like
give them a star. So if you take some leaves and you crush them up, like I have here, and make this nice mash here, and I used acetone to extract the juice, so to speak, from it, and I end up with this green, it's got chlorophyll and all the other things in it. Okay, then I take that and I put it on some of the paper for chromatography, right, spot it there. Okay, and that was a really bad spot because I was trying to do it fast. Okay, and then put it in a solvent and do our chromatography. You can see it start to separate colors. Okay, if you zoom in on this one, there we go. You can see I just started doing this about 5 minutes ago, and you can see already that it's starting to separate yellow and green. And then I went and took a large one last night and did this one, if we can zoom in on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
cool.
And now you can see the different color shift. You have a nice yellow band right above the green. You have, is this upside down? It is upside down, sorry. There we go. You see the stuff on top is kind of the brownish garbage stuff that ends up making leaves turn brown. But there's a nice yellow band up here. There's the two green bands, which is chlorophyll A and B, and then you have another band down in the bottom, which is the carotenoids. These are more orange. So what ends up happening is this green from the chlorophyll goes away. It gets used up and doesn't get reproduced again by the plant, so it goes away, and what's left are these other colors, the yellows, the oranges, and then red is a little bit different. Because the plant is producing food still after it's going, it still produces all this excess sugar, which is no longer going into the tree, and that forms something we call anthocyanins, and they're red. So the trees that produce more sugar, like sugar maples, are the ones that you generally see turn bright red. Okay, they still have these yellow colors and things in there. It's just you're not seeing them.
Very interesting. Jesse, we appreciate it as we head into fall.
Morning Rush headlines are coming up next.